So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have discussed about how we can create our Azure account and how we can create a Windows virtual machine. In today's session, we are going to learn about how to create a Linux virtual machine. But before starting off this particular topic, any question anyone have, please raise your hand. Okay, looks like no one has any question. Okay, so we'll learn about how to create a Linux virtual machine. Process is same, the process which we have followed in yesterday's session to create a Windows virtual machine. Same way we can create a Linux virtual machine also. In previous session, we have used an image for Windows 1. In today's session, we are going to use the image for Linux. So the first thing what we need to do is we need to create a resource group, because resource group is mandatory to create a virtual machine. So give the name. Create. Source group region. Review plus create. Click on it. So we are able to create our resource group. Go to virtual machine. Create Azure virtual machine. Resource group, give the name. Scroll down. Image. In previous session, we have used Windows Server 2019. Now I'm going to go with the Ubuntu one. By default, they are giving me Ubuntu 20.04. I can go with 20.04. We have 18 version, we have 22 version also, or we have other Linux-based operating system. Also, we have Red Hat, Sushi, Oracle, Debian. Those are also we have. Whichever while practice you want to select, you can select that. Size, B1. In previous session also, we have discussed it. To create a virtual machine, we need 4 things: CPU, RAM, operating system, and hard disk. So we got CPU and RAM, and we got operating system also. Now, whenever we are creating Linux virtual machine, we have 2 options to connect to our virtual machine. For Windows, we have only one password. But for Linux one, we have 2 options. One option is SSH public key. Other option is password. Right now, which option we are learning? Right now, we are learning about password option. So I go with the password one. Once we complete the password one, then we learn about that SSH public key option also. Username. I have entered the username. There are some keywords which Azure has reserved. We can't those use words as a username. Which are those words? We'll discuss that in our upcoming session, but there are a few words they have reserved. So right now I'm using Azure user. This word is not reserved. We can use this username. Password. Same rules we have for the password, which we have used for the Windows one. Same we have for the Linux one also. So we are able to give our username and password. Now, in previous session, we have discussed it to connect to our Windows machine. We need to enable RDP port number. Same way, if we want to connect our Linux machine, we need to enable SSH port number. Anyone in the chat box, please let me know the SSH port number. Like for Windows, for RDP, we have 3389. Same way for Linux also, we have few port number. Anyone knows? Right. 22. For RDP, we have 3389. For SSH, we have 22 port number, which is by default enabled. So SSH 22 port number is by default enabled by the system. Now, let's quick recap. Subscription automatically selected. Resource group we have selected. We have given the name, region, image we have selected. Then we have given size, D1S. And then we have selected authentication type as password. So we have given username and password. And then we have enabled the SSH port. Click on next. In the next step, we are going to select the disk, which is by default system is automatically selecting. And how much we are getting it? 30 GB. For Linux, for Windows in previous session, we got 127 GB. Now we are getting it 30 GB for Linux. By default, they are giving, but for Linux, maximum free quota is 64 GB. So I can select maximum of 64 GB. They are not going to charge me for that. For Windows, maximum free quota is 127 GB. And for Linux, maximum free quota is 64 GB. But by default, they are giving 30 GB. So I'll go with the 30 GB right now because I don't need to install anything right now in this virtual machine. And then click on Review plus Create. Again, let me click on Review plus Create. Done. Validation. Passed. Click on Create. Done. So we are able to create our Linux virtual machine. Now, any question anyone have regarding this, please let me know. Then I'm going to show you how to connect to this Linux machine. Anyone have any question? Yes, Ramesh.
So you have there is an option of 64 GB also, no, for free quota.
Yes, maximum is free quota. I have go with the by default one. Maximum is 64 GB quota for us. If you want, you can select 64 GB also. It doesn't make any difference right now because we are not going to install anything in this virtual machine.
Means defaultly with all package it will give 30 GB. Means if we need 64 GB means we need to select a disk separately.
No, this in the same disk we are getting it. The option with the list of value which I have shown you. The list which I've shown you, in that by default 30 GB is selected. You just need to change to 64 GB if you want 64 GB.
Means there is two options, sir.
No, there were more than 2 options was there.
A free quota options.
30 free quote, maximum free quota is 64 GB, Ramesh. Maximum limit of disk is 64 GB for Linux virtual machine.
Is it possible to see at once, sir?
Not possible for this one. I need to go with the new one.
Okay, okay. I will see in
Here is it.
recordings.
Here
Yeah.
is it. Sorry, disk one. So here is it. So by default, give a 30 GB they are giving. If you want, you can select 64 GB. Free tier eligible. It is clearly
Okay.
mentioned from this.
Okay. Okay, okay. Now I understand, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now I need to connect to this particular Linux machine. To connect to this particular Linux machine, we need some software to connect. Like for Windows 1, we have used remote desktop connection to connect to the Windows machine. Same way to connect the Linux machine, there are some tools we have in the market. Those are called as terminal. We need that terminal. And if I talk about terminal, there are hundreds of terminals we have in the market, but I'm going to use only one which is very widely used in the market. And the name of the terminal is called as Putty. So just on Google, you can search download Putty. The website which you are getting on number 2, open that website. You guys can do by yourself also. Just search on Google, download Putty. Click on that link. Scroll down. And here I'm getting putty.exe. As per your system requirement, just click on putty.exe. Whatever is your system requirement you have. Then I have downloaded this putty.exe in our patch folder. Now double click on it. When I double click on it, the software get open, the putty get open. So it means, do we need to install this putty? No, we don't need to install this. Just double click, it get open. Now it is asking to enter host name or IP address. So what we are going to enter, we are going to enter IP address of this machine. Like in previous session also, we have note down it. Here I'm going to see. So copy this one. Enter the IP address. Click on open. Click on accept. Enter the username. Asking for password. Done. We are able to connect to our Linux virtual machine. And I'm going to write one Linux command df-h. And if you see here we are able to see the disk which we have used. And here we are getting some additional one. In previous session, we have discussed it. Whenever we are selecting B1 S size, with that we are getting some additional 4 GB of the space from their side. So here we are able to see that. So that one we are able to see here. And that's the 30 GB of fun we have. Here we can see the disk. If I click on disk, here I'm getting 30 GB. In our upcoming session, we learn about how to increase the size also. Because right now we have given 30 GB, but in future, if our client want more, so is it possible we can increase that? Yes, it is possible. How to do, we'll learn that. And if I click on size, Here you can see the B1S is selected. Here also we can see the size. And here we can see the operating system. We have used the image to create this particular Linux virtual machine. So this is how we can create our Linux virtual machine using password option, and we can connect to our Linux virtual machine. Any question anyone have, please quickly raise your hand. No questions? Let's move forward. Okay. Now we are going to learn about how to connect to our Linux machine using SSH. Guys, anyone have any question? You can please raise your hand before starting off the topic. Okay, no one is raising hand. It means that no one has any question. Okay, so we'll go with the one. So now we are going to create one more Linux machine, but this time we are going to use SSH key option. Virtual machine. Resource group, same resource group I'm selecting it. Because in single resource group, we can create multiple resources. That's what we have discussed in the last session. Give the name. Scroll down. Image, Ubuntu 20.04. Size, B1S. And this time we are going to use SSH public key option. By default, our username is Azure user. So I go with the default username. And we have an option. We can use existing key also if we have, but I don't have any existing key. So I need to create a new. So we need to select generate new key pair. And this is the name of our key pair. Now what is key pair? Key pair is a combination of two keys, public and private key. Public key is getting stored in cloud. Private key is going to download in our local machine. So public key is in the cloud and private key is going to download in our local machine. So whenever we want to connect to this particular virtual machine, we need both public and private key. So public key is sending from the cloud and private key we are going to give to the cloud from our side. So whenever both the things are going to connect together, then we are able to connect to this particular virtual machine. If you're not able to provide that particular private key, we are not able to connect to our virtual machine. So this is the name of our key, which is by default system is giving. If you want to change the name, you can change the name. And the port number by default is, and they are enabling SSH 22 port number. We go with the same. Next, disk. By default, they are giving 30 GB of the storage. We can go with the 30 GB. Click on Review plus Create. Validation passed. Now click on create. Now, when I click on create, here system is going to generate a key. And I'm requesting you to please read this carefully. An SSH key pair contains both a public key and private key. That's what I've told you. Azure does not store the private key. The private key is not going to store in Azure platform. They are only going to store public key. After the SSH key resource is created, you won't able to download the private key again. So it means there is only one chance to download the private key. You can't download the private key again and again. So to create this particular virtual machine, it is mandatory to click on download private key and create resource. If you click on return to create a virtual machine, we'll again go back to the same page. Our virtual machine is not going to create. But I want to create, so I'm going to click on download private key and create resource. Now I'm going to save this particular key in bash 239 and the extension of the file needs to be .pem. Done. Here I'm the PEM file. So we are able to download our PEM file. Now, is just download a PEM file, our work is completed? No, our work is not yet completed. We need to connect to this particular machine. Earlier, we have used password that with the help of the password, we are trying to connect, but this time we are trying to connect with the help of this PEM file. But we need to download one more software right now. That particular software is called as PuttyGen. Putty we have already downloaded in the previous example, but now we are going to download PuttyGen. From where we can download PuttyGen? From the same website we have downloaded the Putty. So just search on Google again, download Putty. Go to that same website which we go earlier to download the Putty. I'm on the same website. From here we have download the Putty. Scroll down. Here we have PuttyGen. Same website. As per your system requirement, whatever is your system requirement you have, it's 64-bit or 32-bit, whatever you need to check by yourself. Click on puttygen.exe. Save. Done. Here I'm able to download puttygen.exe. Now, next step. We need to generate PPK file using PuttyGen. But why we want to generate a PPK file by using PuttyGen? We already have a PEM file. With the help of this PEM file, we need to generate. And we need to take a help of PuttyGen. But why we need to generate? The reason is Putty does not support PEM file. Putty does not support PEM file. So we need to convert this PEM file into PPK file with the help of PuttyGen. And I'm requesting you to please see my screen very carefully, because if we are doing any mistake, I'm 110% sure when you're trying to connect to this Linux machine, you will get error message. So if you are really interested to learn Azure, please see my screen very carefully. Single mistake, you are not able to connect to this machine. So once you download the PuttyGen, double click on PuttyGen. Next, what you need to do? You need to click on load. Once I click on load, go to the batch 239. We are not able to see any file here right now. Why? Because it is looking for a PPK file. But in our batch 239, we don't have a PPK file right now. So what we need to do? We need to change this PPK to all files. Done. Now select our PEM file. Open. We are able to select our PEM file. Once we are able to select our PEM file, we need to click on Save Privately. Yes. Now give the name to your file, whatever the name you want to give. An extension of the file needs to be .ppk. I'm giving same name as my PEM file, but extension I'm going to change only. You want to give something else name, you can give any name, whatever you want to give. You can give your name also. I'm giving same name as my PEM file. Save. Done. Here I'm able to see our PPK file. So we are able to generate PEM to PPK. Now I can connect to this particular Linux machine with the help of Putty. Note down the public IP. Open Putty. Enter the public IP. Attach PPK file. To attach PPK file, we need to click on plus button for SSH. Next step, we need to click on plus button for auth. Then click on credentials. Once I click on credentials, here we have the first option where we need to select our PPK. So click on browse. Dash 239. Here I'm able to select. Open, open, enter. Our username, Azure user. And you can see here, I'm able to connect to that particular Linux virtual machine with the help of PPK file. This is how we can connect to our Linux machine with the help of PPK file. Now in this Linux machine, whatever you want to do, you can do that. Any question anyone have regarding this, please, now you can raise your hand. Yes, Prem.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, actually, while downloading PEM file, my local machine not asking where to download. Is it
It doesn't make any difference.
actually directly take you to Chrome downloads.
So what will happen?
I want to ask like as you doing.
So that's my setting in the system. You see, downloading in the directly in the download folder, it doesn't make any difference. Cut
Uh,
that file. Now let me complete, Prem.
okay.
Cut that file from there and we have paste it wherever you want to put that file. These are the very small things. It doesn't make any difference about these things. Wherever you downloading in your system. Just now after that, cut that file and wherever you want to put that one.
Okay.
It doesn't make any difference in your system it is asking or not, just my system settings.
Oops. And one more thing. You have selected when it comes to SSH key, you have selected generated key as an option.
I didn't understand your
When we
question.
go, when it comes to SSH key option, you have selected generated key as an option.
Yes, because I don't have any existing key. That's why.
Yeah. When we go for other options,
If you have existing key, you can go with that one, Prem. I don't have an existing key. That's why I have used it.
yeah. But I'm not getting where the situation comes from. Existing key.
Prem, if you have an existing key, you
Okay.
can use existing key.
Okay.
Whenever you're trying to create a virtual machine and you have existing key, you can use existing PEM file. But if you don't have, you need to
Okay.
create a new one.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yes, Bliss.
I want to ask, like, you talk about using existing key. So whenever, let's say I have an existing key that I once used maybe like 10 years ago, can I still use that because it's an existing key? Or every key is unique
But
to
that particular PEM file needs to be there in your local machine. If you have that one, you can use existing key.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you
Thank you.
need that physical key in your local machine.
So one key
Can be
can
used
be
for
used.
multiple virtual machines also.
Copy that. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Yes, Ramesh.
So you said that there will be a system gives two keys, no? One is public key and another is
I have
private
said
key.
one more thing. The public key is getting stored in the cloud.
Oh,
I said that also. That SSH is a combination of two key, public and private. Public key is getting stored in cloud. Private key is there in our local machine.
we got a private key in PEM
Yes.
format, and we changed it into the another format. And while
Yes.
means
And that SSH key is there in the cloud. That public key is there in the cloud. We can't download again and again.
and
Yes.
means we are nothing to do with that one. Cloud will automatically provide that one, sir.
Here is it, yes. SSH key. This is the key
Yeah.
which we have generated, and here is that key.
And this is public key.
This is the key. Yeah, this is key is getting stored in cloud in Azure cloud. We have
don't want
private key.
to. We don't want to select the path. Nothing.
No,
It's automatically selected.
Automatically,
only
system is that particular public key is there in that virtual machine. So whenever we
Okay.
giving from our side the private key, they are giving public key. So then it is good. Like I want to open one box, and for that box there are two keys. So one key is with me, one key is with you. So whenever we are going to give both the keys, then that box is going to open. It is same like that.
We need to select only private key. Public key automatically select
Public key is
from
in the cloud. Public key is not with us.
okay.
Okay.
Means there for public key we need not to give any path, any selection,
No,
anything.
nothing.
From our side we need to select the private key, and automatically public key will shake hand.
Yes.
Okay. Only the keychain software used to change option.
In cloud platforms, we don't have this type of things. We only need to select private key. Public is automatically picked from there.
For login purpose, after using keygen, we need to go to putty. Keygen tool will not use to log in.
Puttigen is converting PEM. No, Puttigen is just to convert PEM into PPK.
Only that purpose only.
Yes.
Okay.
Till now, that is the only purpose. Whatever other
Okay, sir.
purposes, we'll learn that in upcoming session.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Yes,
I have
Blaze.
another question.
Yes, Blaze, you can ask now.
What happened if I mistakenly delete my private key on my computer?
We'll learn that in upcoming session.
All right.
We have even if you forget your password, how to reset your password, all those things we'll learn in upcoming session. Okay.
Thank you.
And that particular topic, when we are going, here is it. The Blaze which you're asking. Once we reach to the PPT number 10, that time we are going to learn that topic. Reset
Okay.
password SSH key option. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Anyone have any question? Please raise your hand. Yes, Abdulma, you can unmute.
Good. Hello. So I've heard about public key infrastructure. When you talk about key, I don't know if the SSH key is it the public key infrastructure?
No.
Okay.
In
Okay.
cloud platforms, we don't have anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's what we are talking about. That's we have it in on premises, so it can be possible, but in cloud platform, we don't have it.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Please raise your hand. Okay. Look like no one is raising hands, so no one has any question. Let's move forward. Yes, Arun. Arunjay, you can unmute. You have raised your hand. Arunjay, good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
So yes, you can ask your question. You have raised your hand.
Yes. That SSH key also is part of it comes as a resource.
Yes, it
Resource
is
group,
one
right?
resource. That's why we are able to see under a resource group. So total 12 resources we have now. 2 virtual machines we have.
Fine. Okay.
Okay. Let's move forward and let's check what is the next topic we have. Okay, guys, in my PPTs, whatever the PPTs, whichever I'm sharing with you, not in every PPT, in few of the PPT, there are few links I have given it. Like here we mentioned as click here. So whenever you receive these PPT, please click on those links. Those are the links which is help you to just learn from your side. And these are self-learning links which I have given it. Here is that link, like right now I have used Ubuntu 20.04. But in future, if I got a requirement how to update to 22.04, how you can do that? The link is given here. And even in one of the previous PPT which I have used, in that one also there is a link I have given it, how to associate public IP to Azure view. Associate means, let's say example, I have selected the public IP to the virtual machine. But after that, we got a requirement, I don't need the public IP for that particular machine. There are some reasons where we are not going to use public IP for that particular virtual machine. What are the reasons? We will learn that in upcoming session. But if I want to remove, once we have created a virtual machine, how to do that? That also I have given. So this is also for your self-learning. You can learn that here. So in few PPTs, you will get these links. You can learn by using these links. Okay. The next topic we need to start is the Linux commands. To work on cloud platform, we need some basic knowledge of Linux. We don't need in much more depth of Linux. We need some basic knowledge. So in our upcoming sessions, we are going to learn about few of the basic Linux commands. And these are the few names of Linux based operating system. And the one which we are using right now is Ubuntu. So the first thing what we are going to learn here is we are going to learn about how to create a file in Linux based operating system. There are multiple ways to create a file. I might be you are aware of that. What are the ways to create a file in Linux based operating system? So right now we are going to start with one way. There are the other ways which we are also going to learn in upcoming session. So the first command which we are going to learn here is the cat command. So with the help of cat command, we are going to create a file. So cat space symbol space file name. File name can be any name. I'm giving as Azure. So let me just write this command. Enter. When I press enter, it is asking me to write the content in the file. Whatever the text I need to save in this file, I need to write that. Let me give us welcome to Azure admin training. Enter. And then I'll give us hello all. Enter. Then I'm giving us thank you. Enter. So I've entered few words in this particular file. Next, what I need to do is I need to save this file. Exit and save this file. To exit and save this file, we need to press Control D from our keyboard. So I'm going to press Control D. Done. So it means we are able to create a file. But how can I see that particular file? We have a command called ls. With the help of ls, here I'm able to see the file. So here we are able to see the file, the one which we have created right now with the help of cat command. Next, I want to clear these screens. Whatever is written in my screen, I just want to clear. For that one, we have a command called clear. So we are able to clear the screen. Now I want to read the file. Right now we are able to create a file. Now I want to read the file. To read the file, again, we can use cat command. To create also, we are using cat command. To read also, we are using cat command. But to create, after cat command, we have given one symbol here. But to read the file, just use cat space file. Here I'm able to read the text which we have given in our file. Welcome to Azure admin training. Hello all and thank you. So this is how we are able to create our file and read our file. Any question anyone have regarding these commands, please raise your hand. No questions? Yes, please.
So are the commands unique for every operating system? Like right now, let me say use Ubuntu. What if you're going to use CentOS or Red Hat in the next, or whenever the case be? The commands are unique, like cat and to create, and then cat the opposite one to read.
90 to 95, I can say if near about 95% commands are same for all Linux-based operating system. 5% is vary, where it is going to be vary, you will understand in upcoming session.
Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Okay. Now what I want is, I want to delete this file. It means a remove a file. To remove a file, we have a command called R. So rm space file. Enter. And now I'm going to type again ls. We are not able to see the file because we have deleted that particular file. So we are able to create file, we are able to see the file, we are able to read the file, and we are able to delete the file. So now the next thing we are going to learn about how to create a directory. Now what is directory first? In Windows machine, we call it as folder, and Linux, it is called as directory. So I can say this batch 239 is actually a directory. The same directories we can create in Linux also by using a command called mkdir, make directory. So I'm giving the name mkdir, and I'll give the name as DevOps. Enter. Now I want to see the directory. So same command ls. By using ls command, we can see the files also, and we can see the directories also. And here we are able to see the directory which we have created now. So we are able to create a directory also. Now what I want is, I want to go into the directory. Means I want to go inside the directory. So whenever we want to go inside the directory, we have a command here. But before that, I'm going to use one command called pwd. What will happen with pwd? With pwd, I am able to see the current location of my cursor. Where is my cursor right now? In which location? That particular location I'm able to see. Anyone in the training knows the full form of pwd? Please confirm in the chat box if anyone knows aware of that. Okay, I got a few full forms. Whatever I see, those are correct. If you are incorrect, also I got now. There are two full forms now we have. Present working directory or print working directory. This is the old full form we have, and this is the new full form we have. It doesn't mean that the old one is incorrect. Both are correct. Nowadays, if you just search on Google, Google will give you this one, present working directory, not the present. Sorry, print working directory it is going to display, not the present working directory. So, but both are correct full form. So those have sent me answer as present working directory or print working directory. Both are correct. As per the latest books, this is the latest one, print working directory. So with the help of pwd command, I'm able to see the current location, present working directory, or we can call it print working directory. Now I want to go into the directory. To go into the directory, we have a command called cd command. CD stands for change directory. So with the help of cd space directory name, we can go into that particular directory. Earlier location was home/Azure user. Now location is home Azure user/DevOps. So here we are able to see the current location. So we are into the DevOps directory. Now what I'm going to do is, under this DevOps directory, I'm going to create a file. Done. Now I want to save this file. So press Control D. ls. Here I'm able to see the file under our DevOps directory. So we are able to create directory. We are able to go into that directory, and under a directory, we are able to create file, and we are able to see that file also. Now I want to go back. I want to go to the previous location. So whenever we need to go to the previous location, like as per this current location, whenever I want to go back to the previous one, the previous directory, then we have a command called cd space ... Only 2 dots. This is coming under format. You can't give more than 2 dots, or you can't give less than 2 dots. 2 dots is coming under your format. So if you give less than or more than, you will get error message. Only 2 dots. See, earlier we are in home Azure user DevOps. Now we are in home Azure. So it means if you want to go back to one of your previous directory, with the help of cd space ... we can go. So as with the help of pwd, we are able to see the location. And now we are go back to one of the previous location with the help of cd space ... And let's use ls command. We are able to see the DevOps directory. Now I want to remove the directory. Now I want to delete rmdir, remove directory, DevOps. Now please see my screen carefully. See here. When I use this command rmdir DevOps, I'm getting an error message. Why I'm getting error message? Directory not empty. It means if you want to delete the directory, and in the directory, if you have files, you can't use rmdir command. Make sure that particular directory needs to be empty. So if you want to delete a directory with files, rm-r, rm-r, then directory. Here, ls. So we are able to delete our DevOps directory. So if you want to delete a directory with files, we need to use rm-r. -r stands for recursive. So the full form of -r is recursive. So with the help of that, we are able to delete our directory. Now, any question anyone have, please let me know. Yes, Ramesh.
So like Windows, do we have that recycle bin to recover the deleted files?
No.
Once deleted is permanently deleted.
Yes, for that one, we need a graphical user interface access, but for Linux, we don't have.
Okay. So one more thing, maybe we'll cover later. In directory, we can create a number of files and directories also.
Yes, the only thing is your maximum limitation is your disk size.
Okay. For example, I created a directory named as a DevOps. In DevOps directory, there are 10 files. I need to delete only the files contained in DevOps directory, not the DevOps for directory. Need to delete the files in that directory at a time.
Open that directory and delete the files.
Means at a time need to delete all 10 files contained in DevOps directory.
I don't know. I don't remember the commands right now. So that's why I'm at the end of the training. So not at the end of the training, at the end of this particular topic, I'm sharing one link also with you guys. Just a minute. Let me share that particular link. Here is it. Here I'm giving one link. Here you will get all the Linux commands from A to Z.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever the Linux commands we have, because it's just the basics we are learning. We are not going in much more depth. So if you're interested to learn more about Linux commands, you can learn from there also.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Prem.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Prem.
Yeah, actually, my doubt is from course point of view. Actually, I have taken recorded lectures as a package.
Prem, I have already told you in the last session, drop an email to support team.
No,
They'll
sir,
reply
not
you
that.
there.
No, not that one actually. Is there any updates now while come to course?
I don't know about that one. From my side, there is no update. Might be from Azure side. Might be there's some update. So I don't know about those updates from
Course
Azure side.
point of view, yeah, there is no change in this.
No.
Okay, sir.
In course content, there is no changes. Might be in the portal, there will be some changes. I can't say those things.
Okay, sir.
Anyone have any more question? Yes, Ramesh.
So this will be the last free session, sir.
Now, tomorrow is also one more demo session is there. So tomorrow is the last demo session for that. And we don't have any session on 23rd. Okay. And the next session, we have it on 26th after that. I'm talking about as per my timing, not as per you, because you are from India. So for you right now, it's 22nd of November. For me, it's 21st November because I'm in US right now. Okay. So then tomorrow is one more session and tomorrow is the last demo session. Whenever we have the next session, before that, we'll share the new link to all students.
Means after tomorrow, the session will be on Monday.
Yes, as per India timing.
Saturday, Sundays, we don't have sessions.
No, even right now, we don't have a session as per you, as per India timing. No, we don't have session on Friday also because I have some urgent work. It's already planned. So I'm informing you, we don't have a session on 24th as per India timing. Okay, So the next session after that, we have it on Monday as per India time. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Arun. Yes, Arun.
Yeah. So
Have any
actually,
question?
yes, yes, that Linux command, one student asked that how to delete that. Just we can use a star. Star is for all. RM
I
star.
said, do you have any question, Arun?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Anyone have any more question? Please raise your hand. With this, I'm going to end the session here. In tomorrow's session, we are going to continue with this Linux commands. Okay. No questions? So with this, I'm going to end the session here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the resource group. If I'm deleting the resource group, we have discussed in previous session, whatever the resources we have, all are going to delete by the system. So I'm deleting the resource group. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.